Okay, Salem.
Yeah, what year?
Salem's a big town.
How old were you?
1937. No, that was 1933.
Yeah, more like it. Just before we
1933.
moved up here, huh? When we lived in
Yeah.
Salem.
mhm. Yeah.
And were you going to school and shoot with her, or what?
No.
How'd you meet her then? If you don't go to school,
Oh,
how do you meet people?
Well, a buddy of mine, I think he knew Ruby.
He knew our brother.
He knew her brother. That's all it needs, just to know her brother.
Well, it'd be kind of interesting to talk about father. This Melvin, is that his name?
Melvin Palmer?
Melvin,
Yeah. Well, you know, Melbourne, after I left California, when I was about 11, went back to Oklahoma, 10 or 11, I never saw Faber again. I often wondered whatever happened
Well,
to him.
didn't we stop and see him on the way?
Yes, we did,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So, after how many years? 20,
Where were we
about-
going? What were we going to California for when you stopped? And to pick up your pickup, wasn't it? What it was for? Remember, you had the engine or something down
Oh,
there.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And we stopped. He lived in Northern California
Yeah,
there
he lived
somewhere.
up in Anderson or someplace up there. Yeah.
But that Faber is our half sister's brother,
Yeah, that's right.
who was just up here this summer. Did she stop in and see
Yes,
you? Oh.
yes.
But he and I, when we lived in Blythe, we were kind of the bullies of the town. So nobody messed with us. Nobody messed with us.
I thought he had that streak in him.
But I tell you, we played hooky a lot down there. He and I went to school. We would go to the school when they were out to recess, and we'd be on the sand dunes looking down on them, you know, like they did in the motion
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah.
The Sheik of Araby or something. We were down there looking down. And another thing about that is that's a lot of sand around, you know, just plain old sand around
Yeah.
Blythe.
Yeah.
If you were going across the sand to go swimming in a
Put your
ditch
hand
or
down and just
Oh.
on your face.
excuse me, if you're going across the desert to the canal where you go swimming, which everybody liked to swim down there, that sand was so hot it burned your feet. Of course, we didn't wear shoes.
No.
No, so we would get a magazine and we would tear a page out and step on that one and another one. And sometimes we would run real fast.
Well, that's right, to get to a shady spot.
Yeah, well, shady.
Well, there was a clump. It was
Oh,
like
a clump of
tumbleweed
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mesquite, greasewood or something.
Oh, boy.
But I don't know. That was life then.
Well, we had lots of fun,
Well,
didn't we?
what was the radio then? Were the radios then?
Well,
I guess there
I
was.
don't remember.
sure they
I
were.
don't
We didn't
remember
have
hearing-
any.
I don't remember hearing.
Well, we had a phonograph, and I know I was just big enough to put I gotta have to get a chair to put the
Arm over,
arm over, and I used to love. We had 2 or 3 records. Is about all we had.
probably.
You see, I tell the one about when we went out to California. It was Los Angeles somewhere, and Leota, I think it's Leota. We passed by a music store that was playing a phonograph record we have,
Oh.
and she tried crying. They got our record. They got our record.
Well, we didn't have very many of them, I guess. We were moving to L.A. there, or Orange
Well, I
County?
was just passing through, I guess.
Well, we lived down there in what's that valley down there just south of Imperial.
Palo Verde.
We lived in Imperial Valley for a while, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we lived right next to Mexico, I guess. It's where I learned to speak a little Mexican. Because I think they took care of me. Whatever, Dad was probably farming. You were working.
You learned all the dirty words, you mean.
Well,
The
anyway,
Loyal wasn't with you at that time.
must have been the whole family was there, I guess. Oh, sure.
No,
sure.
didn't you go back to
I don't
Oklahoma?
No, well, we all went back to Oklahoma.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But for a while there, I think Dad and Mom was over in Imperial Valley
Oh,
doing
I see.
farm work or
I
something,
see.
I believe.
Okay. All right. One thing I remember. This isn't the earliest thing, but I remember that we were around the Mexican people, and that must have been it. And I felt very insulted when a white woman came over and parted my hair to my scalp, and she says, "Yes, she's white."
That's how she told? Well,
Yeah, well,
Well,
that kind of insulted me.
Didn't you notice that Claire's complexion was like
Yeah.
yours?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Right. But one of the things I remember, excuse me.
Go on, go ahead.
One of the things I remember, first things I remember, I think it was in Blythe, and I think maybe Leota was in school there, and I guess I was going to talk about, I don't know if I was going to school or church or whatever, but Mother always pulled my hair back and then put a great big bow on top, and I always felt I didn't want anything special to, people would look at me because I was very shy, and I, I didn't like it because I would rather just had it real plain.
Maybe we'd better talk about when we were all together up here. Do you remember when we got together as a family again from Dad?
Well,
Because I can't remember.
I'm just, I just can't put it all together.
You know, Mother came to try to get us or talk to us. We were at the Central School, and they had told us that, not having to do with her, and they made us frightened of her. We were afraid. So when she came to talk to us, we were afraid to talk to her. But it was after that somehow or another she got us all, all of us kids, and took us up to Salem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how come you didn't come down to California? Do you know why you were left in Salem?
Was he left in Salem, or
Well-
had he gone down to California before with his dad?
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah,
where-
Dad and I went down to California.
Oh, that's right.
We went on the freight train.
Oh, did you
Oh,
really?
yeah, we lived out of Salem. Of course, back then, to travel, that's the way the poor people travel. They just, in fact, the railroad company put an extra car on to load them up in.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they really?
So
They didn't do that to
well,
me.
it doesn't mean that
Yeah.
you could go through a town. Some jerk would try to chase you off the train.
Bull, they call 'em
And he thinks bulls. But we got to let's see, what's the name of that town down by, just below Medford?
Merced.
No, just below Medford into California.
Eugene?
Oregon.
No,
Klamath, Grants Pass?
no, beyond in
Beyond
California. In California.
Oh, well, Wairika's the first town.
Well, what's the next one?
That's the only.
Well, anyway, there's a town there.
Shasta's.
And the thing to do when you get to town and you just got in on a train and the train's not moving any further, well, you go up to the county jail
Oh.
and they put you in the cooler overnight. They give you a supper.
Did they do that to you?
Hmm. And then the next morning they fed you and you're merrily on your way.
Well, I didn't know
Really?
that because when I took the freight going down to California.
Were you alone?
Yeah.
All by yourself?
I left Mother. I was about 16, 15 maybe.
Was
Left
that
Mother
in
over in
Salem?
Yakima,
Oh,
Wenatchee.
Oh.
Fact is, I came and visited you. I left Mother, hopped the freight. We came over. I came to Seattle, and I come to visit you. And after a couple days, I took off. I think I had maybe $1 or $2 in my pocket. I got down to Grants Pass, and or maybe it was and they told I didn't listen to the old hobos who knew the schedules. I decided to take that train anyway. Heading over to went over to Klamath Falls, and they had been making this movie up here called Call of the Wild, and they had all the trucks and the movie equipment on this train. So with this old hobo and I got into the cab of this truck. He got into the seat, in the driver's seat, and it stopped in Klamath Falls, and we were both sound asleep. And this bull, he reached up and he opened the door and says, "Okay, get out." So I just stepped out. I was so asleep, fell flat on my back for about 8 feet high. Oh, I'm telling you, that wonder it didn't kill me. But then he helped me up. He says, "Are you hurt?" And I said, "Oh, no, I'm not hurt." Well, I was, but because I had a headache for 3 days. Anyway, he said, "Well, go out to the end of the yards and you can catch the train when it leaves, when it goes out. It won't be going fast." So I had the headache the rest of the time going to California. And when we got into,
Had concussion.
yeah,